easiest job to do when you haven't got any hands? Crush grapes. Or... Do you know what I mean? That annoys me.
Oh, crush grapes! Imagine him being told that he comes into the careers advisory where they go, now, what do you want to do, Hargreaves? Make watches? Right, take a look at your arms. Crush grapes, mate. Sorry? You're a grape crusher. Next. Brilliant. Brilliant. I would love you to be a career advisory in some sort of clinic. It'd be brilliant.
I like the fact that it annoys you. Here's a man, he's got no arms, he has learned to fix watches with his feet.
Yeah.
An incredible talent, incredible skill, he's utilising that brilliantly. That's annoying to you. You are angered by it.
Right, I'm only being honest. Now, you be honest, right? Your watch is broke. Who would you go to? You're in a rush. You need it fixing in a rush. Now, you need some fresh wine.
Be honest.
Oh, you're amazing.
But what's this thing that you've been talking about, this video?
Freaks, right. It was a thing that was banned for like 50 years. I think it's been taken off again, but I don't know why, if it's just been deleted, right? It's a quest. If anyone out there has got a copy of Freaks on DVD or VHS, can Carl borrow it, please? I mean, I almost want to set up a camera to see him watching it. It's absolutely real. They use people in the circus of the time. I think it's the 20s or 30s of the Depression. And there's people, there's Conehead, there's a bearded lady, all genuine. There's a bloke they call the Human Slug who's got no arms and no legs, Carl. And he's just there, and he rolls a cigarette and lights it with his mouth.
I think I've seen his brother, who isn't called the Human Slug, is called the Pillow.
Right. How does he make a living?
He,
Does anyone want to meet Carl for money? Do you know what I mean?
the annoying thing was, right, there was a picture of him. I was going to put it on
I think I've seen his brother.
on our website, we put things up like this, right? If you go to ricky.gervais at xfn.co.uk /
What? You put things like that on my website? It's nothing to do with me. I want people to know that that website is not kept or looked at by me. So, what have you put on there?
There's a fella on there who's known as the Pillow. And he's, you see, I get a bit worried with things like this, because we're not sort of having a go or anything, it's just things that
Fascinate
me.
you.
Yeah. And, yeah, it's a guy, it might be the same sort of thing. What's your one
I
called?
bet you used to stare at people with goiters, didn't you, when you were little? In Tesco's.
Well, just go to xfm.co.uk / Ricky, it is.
What's the worst thing you've ever seen on, like, a human face?
You know what it is, and
What
I
is
don't want
it?
to talk about it.
I can't remember. Have
No.
you told me?
Yeah.
What is it?
But go,
It's not
go
the
to,
elephant lady that
Go
used
to
to-
the, yeah.
Is it the elephant lady? You talked about that, I know.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it again. Go to the website and see the Human Pillow.
Why is he a human pillow?
That's what annoyed me. I thought he was more of a draft excluder.
Oh, that makes all kinds of rules.
Buzzcocks, Harmony in my head. Now, things are flying here at XFM. People have called in. There is a video of Freaks on the way. Carl's gonna see that within the week. That's exciting. That is exciting for me. Do you know what I mean? About our education of Carl. We started off trying to teach him about science and history, and now we just find that he likes pictures of hairy Chinese kids and
Who
women. Who doesn't? No, true. You've got a theory about pictures of freaks, haven't you?
You see, you always bring things up that I don't want to talk about, because I'm really worried that people, if you've just tuned in for the first time, it's the first time you hear it, and we're talking about hairy Chinese kids.
Yeah.
Talking about the human worm.
Carl, listen. People don't think that you're taking the piss out of those people. They lump you in with them. Do you know what I mean? They think that you're a freak of nature. So you can say anything you want. Do you know what I mean? Because it's honest, it's from the heart, it's genuine. So, don't worry about that.
Yeah, but Suzanne was saying last night that I've got a heart of stone, or whatever it is.
Why?
Because I wasn't crying at Comic Relief. And all I always used to say to her, get out Elephant Man, let me watch that for 30 minutes, I'll be crying my heart out.
Why? Why do you care about that but not
Because it's that is more real, isn't it? Right? Think of John Merrick.
Sorry. What, the film starring John Hurt is more real than footage of starving people in Africa?
No, but what I'm saying is, think about. See, this is why I didn't want to bring it up, because people are gonna just say.
Well, you're allowed to cry at what you like. People can't have you for not
but
crying at someone and crying at someone else.
Imagine that, like, if you've seen the film, you know, his head's all, you know, messed up and that.
Yeah.
He's getting picked on all the time.
Yeah.
By Michael Elphick, I remember.
Yeah.
It's just really, really sad. Whereas, you know, we're trying to help
But
out
you give him a bun
people.
and he forgets it.
Do you know what I mean, though?
He never forgets, Rick.
Oh dear.
Anyway.
Oh God.
We're giving away stuff again.
Yeah.
Time
Tell
for
me your
the film.
theory about freaks who have their picture taken.
No, I'd leave it.
No, can I tell
we'll
you?
do it next week then.
Can I tell you what this
Go
is?
on, quickly, what is it?
Right, when he sees a little picture, like in his books he's got, he carries round those things, right? And there's like a fella with a little head with some like able-bodied people. He goes, the only reason he must know the only reason they got to take that picture, right, was so they could show their mates, say, look at me, the little fella with a little head. That's his theory.
Yeah. For every picture of a freak, they're being
Right, Steve, let me describe the picture to you. This little fella with a little head,
Right.
playing on the piano.
I've seen it.
All his family stood around and mates and that. When have you ever seen a picture of someone playing the piano and everybody wants to be in on it? Doesn't happen.
Maybe it was one of those kind of Christmas cards they
It
sent out to
wasn't,
everyone.
it wasn't. You could see one of them was like in a rush to go away. He was probably planned to go out, and he was like, "But they were taking a picture." It's I'll be in it then before I go out, and it was all. He's out of order.
Yeah.
If you say, do you know the one?
I do know what you mean, yeah.
There you go,
What about the one in the when you went down to Cornwall in that little
We'll talk
pub?
about that next week.
What you want to get on, do you?
Yeah, right. We've got to give away another prize.
Yes, you lucky people. For those of you that haven't seen it, and do not have the requisite £4.99 to buy it yourselves, you can win on VHS cassette, panned and scanned. Billy Elliot, the special edition, includes bonus documentary, The Billy Elliot Boy.
Oh,
and,
I'd like to see how they really sort of made that film.
Exactly. Well, it's the hit film Billy Elliot, and you can win that on VHS. Because Carl, I assume you have included yourself in an excerpt from the movie.
Taking a scene from the film.
Uh-huh.
Who do you play, Billy?
I'm playing the part of Billy,
Brilliant.
and we'll have a question at the end of
Come
it.
on.
Yeah?
Brilliant.
2, 3 part of all way and go.
Alright. Just been down the valley. So I don't know where you. What are you looking like that for? What's wrong with Bally?
What's wrong with Bally?
Yeah, well, what's wrong with it? It keeps you fit and that. What do you think, Auntie Nora? You think about me doing Bally?
I used to go to Bali.
There you go. She used to go to Bally.
Used to say I could have been a professional dancer if I'd had the training.
Bet you were pretty good, weren't you? Wasn't the time you had wind for 5 minutes, was it? But you well glided across.
Will
the
you shut up?
What's wrong with Bally anyway?
For girls, not for lads, Billy. Lads do football or
Well, I've done that, yeah.
boxing or...
Did that for a couple of weeks, so. Wrestling?
wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling. Yeah.
Friggin' Bally.
Well, don't worry about it anyway. Just... Is it alright if my mate Wayne stays over tonight? He just wants to sleep over. He's just coming over to...
Wayne, sleep.
Yeah, he just stays over. I'm not gay or anything, it's just... I don't fancy him, I'm not...
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Yes, you bloody well do.
What, just because I want my mate Wayne to sleep over and I've started doing ballet, that turns me into a gay man, does it? You haven't seen my Village People album lying around?
You're asking for a hiding.
Just joking, just having a laugh. Just didn't mean... I've had enough in here, I'm going out.
Look, from now on, you stay here. You look after your nana. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well,
is. What's the question?
Powerful. I'd like to know what was the name of the actor that Carl was taking the role of. Does that make sense? That's not
Yeah.
grammatically quite right, but
Well,
anyway,
it's
yeah.
fine.
Who was the young lad that Carl was taking the place of there? Name of the actor, not the character.
And just email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
You can win yourself. You can
Gotta
win
be fast.
You can win yourself a VHS edition of Billy Elliot worth £4.99 price. I'm going to leave the sticker on, which has actually got the price on.
Brilliant.
I'll leave that on so you know just what you've got in your hand.
Foo Fighters. No, it's not. Yes, it is.
Feeder.
Feeder.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing now. Why have we got to stop? Sorry, we just had an argument then. Why have we got to stop at 5-2?
It's just the football's on, isn't it? So
So what can we do? We go do a link here, and then we can play.
talk here. We'll play a song. Do a little.
What about the
chat.
competition? We got to announce the competition.
Well, Steve.
Well, I
yeah.
can tell you right now that there's only 2 people, it would appear, that are interested in a VHS copy of Billy Elliot. That's how mediocre that gift and that prize is, Carl. I don't know if you want to learn from that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give this one to MJ McKay, who has correctly identified that you were taking the part of Jamie Bell
That's
in
it.
Billy Elliot. So, well done.
Right, just forward me that, and I'll
Sort that out.
get the video.
What film are you doing next week?
Dunno. I've got been out and bought a couple. Got Silence of the Lambs I can do something with.
Right.
Bought Fight Club, but it's a bit difficult. You know, always open to suggestions and that. So, you got any favourite films?
What
you want?
about the 1930s film Freaks?
Oh,
Can't wait. I cannot wait for
that'd be
your.
brilliant. That'd be good.
Excited about
Why
that?
don't you do a film review of that next week as well?
Yeah. Well, it depends. If the fella, you know, if anyone's got it, just send it in. I'll send it you back once I've watched it. So that'd be good. Next week we'll do.
Oh, please, please, please tell me there's going to be more Cheapest Chimps.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
We'll see what the press say. We'll see what the press say about that.
Looking forward to that.
Do you know, like, you're always having a go at my ideas?
Yeah.
Little,
Yeah.
you know, cheapest chimps you put down.
Mhm.
Again, I normally come up with these because you don't come up with a competition idea.
Sure. Yeah.
He's done
yeah,
him again.
Yeah.
Well, cheapest chimps, mine, you're dissing it.
Yep.
Rockbusters, one of the most successful competitions ever.
Uh-huh.
And he means in the world, not just
yeah.
on XFM.
Yeah.
You put that down.
Yep.
Right. What are you thinking about this, right? I was watching Comic Relief
Okay.
last night. Came up with an idea.
Mhm.
Right. You get Jono,
Okay. John
Right.
O'Coleman, yeah.
say Vanessa Feltz.
Mhm.
You know, maybe, you know, Dawn French, because she'd be around for that. And then get them all in a room for Comic Relief. And what you do, put a cake in front of them,
Yeah.
right? And like, you don't feed them. And like, they're going, oh, I'd love a bit of that cake, right? It's called Famine Academy,
Right.
right? Whilst they lose pounds, they get pounds.
Right.
What do you think?
Play a record, Carl.
Well,
I love it.
again.
I love
Do you know
it,
what I
Carl.
mean? Yeah, again.
I love it.
Eminem, Lose Yourself on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant,
know.
but not Carl Pilkington.
No, Carl, no.
He's gone back to Manchester, innit? It's better than London.
Yeah.
You don't know it. Manchester's better than London. Instead, Claire Sturgis.
Claire Sturgis round of applause for Claire, yeah.
Thanks, yeah, thanks,
the
yeah.
posses did
Yeah,
it.
he's come there in sort of the camouflage gear, and is that quite trendy? Is that what the kids
Yeah,
are
do you know,
wearing
it's
there?
funny. Someone actually
Or
mentioned that
are
this
you on
morning.
manoeuvres?
Yeah,
I am
exactly.
actually,
Yeah.
taking time out this
Yeah.
morning from what I normally do.
Sure.
I missed the second half, talking like that, of Celebrity Boot Camp.
I don't know what that
Coolio,
is it?
the fella from Milli Vanilli.
What, the one that's not dead?
Eh?
No, the one that killed himself, Steve.
Okay. No, I just want to clarify for people. A lot of people don't realise that one of them is dead.
Right.
I thought it was important to mention it.
Actually, yeah, I didn't know.
I'll be honest with you, I hadn't thought it through.
No.
It was a piece of interesting Milli Vanilli trivia that I had, and I wanted to slip it in.
It wasn't really trivia, because it was a question. You went, what? The one who's not
What I'm
dead.
saying, because I could have found a more tactful way of bringing up the death of one of Milli Vanilli, because I think there's a lot of
Yeah.
people out there now upset, maybe Claire just
Actually,
didn't
yeah,
realise.
people who didn't know.
That's quite a shock. I didn't see, I mean, I should have sat people
Who
down.
did? Who died? Vanilli or Millie?
I think it was Millie.
No,
Right,
it's
okay.
Lily. What?
Is it, I don't know,
No,
which
but I
one.
didn't know.
that
I'm guessing,
is-
actually, I'm guessing.
What?
No, I'm
about
not
that?
confusing Milli Vanilli and Scritti Politti, have I? Because, I mean, that is a danger.
Oh no, you're thinking of the fellow out of Grumple Palumple. He was amazing.
He was amazing. It's a great shame that he
God
talked himself.
Paul, they're not around us. Anyway, cool, we've got some great tunes lined up. We're going to play today our favourite singles
It's
of the
a
year.
favourite tune, some of which didn't quite make it as singles maybe, but tunes of the year, because obviously Christmas very soon and we'll be away for a short time.
I
and,
think next week we'll be doing our favourite Christmas songs of all time.
yeah, I'm worried we're not going to fill 2 hours with that. I mean, how many times can he play Shakin' Stevens before...
Fairies Out of New York.
yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the only one, isn't it, really?
That's the best one. That's the best Christmas
That one's
song
good,
ever.
but obviously there's Joni Mitchell's The River, that starts with a kind of Christmassy
Beautiful,
feel.
beautiful.
I don't think if there's anything else, not a great deal.
The
so this
Waitresses,
is
Christmas wrapping.
that one?
Is that
Favourite
brilliant?
of mine.
Is that good?
Yeah.
So this is Christmas. John Lennon. Paul McCartney came out with Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time.
Christmas time, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
so John's was Happy Christmas War is over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course it wasn't, but
Hey,
optimistic.
but I mean, at least he wanted
no,
to be.
he was dreaming of it. He was dreaming of it.
Yeah. That's, I mean, and,
bless him.
and to show how much
I
he
don't.
hated
John
war.
Lennon's dead as well. I don't know if anyone's.
Yeah, no, they do.
Oh, yeah,
know
that's
that.
just another bit of
I
rock and roll
like
trivia.
John's protest against war. He stayed in bed for a week.
Yeah.
I've been doing
I've
that.
done-
I've been protesting against war for ages.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
eating hamburgers
Yeah, absolutely.
against war.
Absolutely.
I just go into Burger King on the way here. I went into the counter.
But of course, that's not. I mean, not product placement there. And there's a number of other burger joints that people may wish to go to if
I
they
often go to
choose.
McDonald's.
Yeah,
I often go to
exactly,
McDonald's. But I went into Burger King because it's close. And I went in there.
It's convenient, but then often McDonald's will be convenient. I mean,
Convenient. McDonald's is just convenient.
yeah,
Depends where you are.
Just as convenient depending where you
Yeah.
are.
And I said, can I have a cheeseburger and small fries? Take away, please. And he recognised me. He went, oh, I've seen you on telly enough, yeah. He went, there's your meal, sir. I went, thanks. He winked and went, I'll put large fries in.
Brilliant.
So that's
So,
the sort
but I
of-
love it's.
So it's paying off at last. True genius is being rewarded
But I'm
by
just
the
intrigued to
burger
know,
joints.
because I mean, there's been a couple of times where I've been with you, and we've gone to a restaurant and someone's given you a free meal or whatever.
I
And it's the
know.
way that it's like you don't ask for it; it's
No.
just kind of offered. But I don't know what they're expecting in return.
Nothing.
I mean, do they
Nothing.
think that you'll go away and you'll always think fondly of your Chad
I
who
think,
works
I
in
think
Burger
they
King?
I just think they think, oh, I don't know, they make
I'm
like
going to give him a little treat.
Yeah, I know. I don't like it, but then I'm always grateful, and I never.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm slightly embarrassed.
Did
but-
anyone around you hear what had happened?
No.
Because I imagine the resentment, just the whole room
No,
turning
they
on
didn't.
you.
I had to go around telling them.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
went. I said, "Excuse me, did you hear that?" He went, "No." I go, he just gave me the free thing because I'm on the telly. And I went,
Yeah.
"I don't recognise." I went, "You don't recognise me?"
I'm terrified now that that someone could be listening at Burger King HQ. You know, I'm
that
assuming
little
this
fella-
is an unorthodox procedure.
And
you
that
know,
little fella's got
but
fired.
we know they know it's Leicester Square now because I just mentioned it, so they know which Burger King it is.
Oh my God. I don't know.
What was his name?
Ralph Littleton. He had a name badge.
Yeah.
Number 342.
Well, I just hope Littleton doesn't get in trouble.
So, what are we going to
that
play
could be a
first?
sad Christmas for him. He's probably keeping his whole family afloat.
Betty Springsteen.
Well, tunes of the year. I mean, I know people dismiss Springsteen, but as I say, the gig I went to see earlier in the year, I made it. in the
Sturgis
end.
couldn't
It was
believe we were going
quite
to play Springsteen.
brilliant.
She was-
I just think, you know, leave aside what you think is cool and trendy and the fact that he's older now and whatever else.
Really?
Just leave all that behind
Yeah.
and just listen to the tunes because, you know, he remains a great musician. Let's play it.
Lonesome Day?
Lonesome Day is the current single and it's the first track on the album. And,
Free chips.
absolutely.
That's brilliant.
The boss.
Do we care if it's trendy?
I don't care.
We're like Huey Lewis. It's hip to be square, Steve.
We should play some Huey.
Oh, we can't.
Can we?
No.
Oh, come on, the power of love.
No.
It's a curious thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It makes one man
beat,
yeah.
makes another man sing. I don't know what's going on there.
It's
It's weird,
strange.
isn't it?
It's strange.
Oh, flipping heck.
Yeah.
Springsteen there.
Yeah, no, obviously he's playing again next year sometime.
I
and,
bet even trendy people thought, well, yeah, it's all right.
But,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'll tell
I bet
you-
they wanted to rock. I bet they wanted to drive along a freeway.
well,
with
I
a-
think you've got to be hard pushed to turn over the channel if you're driving and that's playing. Who wouldn't want to be driving a car while that's playing? You
Yeah.
know, down an open freeway.
we are sounding. I know there's a little bit of irony in it, but we are sounding like Dr. Fox. Did you see? Did you see the final of Fame Academy?
No, I don't watch Fame Academy. I'm
Foxy got in there. He was in the audience.
No!
Yeah,
How did
not
Foxy
enough
work
being on Popeye. No, he's in there. And do you know who was sitting next to him
Mr.
in
Foxy.
disguise?
In disguise?
In disguise, he had a little beard and a woolly hat on, looked like a badly drawn boy. Mackenzie Crook.
really.
And we had to, we taped it, yeah, everyone went, it is, and we taped it, and he was there. So he's back from America.
Is
and
it
he-
obviously a false beard?
No, I think he's...
Is he befriended Foxy? do you
I
think?
don't know.
Are they hanging out together
We're going
now
to see
on
him
the honk?
tonight. We're going to
What
see him
was
tonight.
he doing in the States then? What was he doing?
He's doing a
that's-
film,
yeah,
so
no,
it's-
In
yeah.
fact, he probably is wearing a beard. He plays. We can't say too much about it. But he's playing a pirate, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we'd make a good pirate.
Yeah, exactly. So far he's been cast as a pirate and a ghost, which seems to make sense.
Oh dear.
So,
yeah.
I'll be pumping in for information about Foxy, because, you know, I'm a big fan of Foxy, as you know.
I know.
Both a DJ and a medical man.
I like that. I like the way that you got pumping and Foxy in the same sentence.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I loved him.
Calm down.
Stop
Did you just say you're going to see him tonight? Is it Comedy Wars tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
the big
it's so
do,
exciting.
yeah.
You're going, obviously.
Yeah.
What are you wearing? What are you wearing?
Very boring, I'm afraid.
What?
Very traditional tuxedos.
Tuxedos. We went shopping together and bought them. It's quite sad. I don't know. I should have said that. Lost a certain degree of rock and roll cool.
It was funny,
that's
because I
good.
went straight in, I went 42 chest, 36, 30 leg, I mean, that's fine, right? Steve, I had to stay there looking at Steve trying about 9 jackets so the arms weren't too short.
Yeah.
I suggested at one point go down to London Zoo and see what the gibbons wear, because it's every single...
Those little jackets you see them wear when there's an organ grinder. Now, who's making those?
I want one of those, 6'9".
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Have you got the cummerbunds and things? You've got.
Well, this is the thing. My father phoned up. You know, I have conversations with my parents, which are always they'll phone up and it'd be like, "All right, how's it going? What are you having for tea? What are you having for tea? Probably having a lovely. I'll probably have a spaghetti bolognese tonight, Dad. Oh yeah. What have you had, Dad? Oh, your mother just made a lovely lasagna, Steve. I mean, it literally, that's the conversation. It's like, yeah, I think every parent is just, they're just interested in food that you've eaten, food you're planning to eat, food you've enjoyed in the past, because they just want to know you're eating.
That is
And then, have you got enough vitamin C? Got enough vitamin C tablets? Because I can always send you some. I can buy them myself, Dad. I'll send you some. It's not a problem. Dad, I don't need to. So anyway, he says, what have you done? You know, and I'm trying to think. I think to myself, he'll be impressed if I bought a tuxedo. I say, I bought a tuxedo.
Will he like that? Yeah.
He said, you bought a tuxedo. Why didn't you rent it? I said, well, it was quite cheap. He went out cheap. Told him the price. He went, no, it's not bad, not bad. Elaine! You just bought a tuxedo! You just bought a tuxedo, Elaine! Yeah? He said, have you got a cummerbund? I said, a cummerbund. I said, do I need a cummerbund? He said, well, you're gonna be dancing? Like he knows he knows, like he's some kind of, like, I don't know the man's ever worn a suit, let alone a tuxedo. What does he know about?
I love your dad.
Gonna be dancing? I just had the idea of him being at some kind of do, and right, Elaine, jackets off, cummerbunds on, time for a dance.
You know cummerbund? You wear it over...
Got a new shirt as well. I look like James Bond. I'm not gonna lie to you. No, I do look like James
can't
Bond. I look exactly like him. It's uncanny. It is uncanny.
Really? Because the bloke in there said you look like a lanky streak of piss and I looked good.
No.
No, he did.
Because as you were walking out the shop, he called me back in and said, you know that...
I know,
fat man
that
off
was
the
for
telly?
show. That was for show. Because when, the very last time when you
He
were
said you
definitely...
look like
you were
Odd Job.
definitely
He said you look like Odd Job.
No, he
said you look like Blofeld.
He said you were definitely on the tube. He said
you look like Blowjob. He said you look like
drinking streak
Blowjob.
of piss with a stupid gingery blonde hair.
He said you look like a combination of Blofeld and Odd Job. You look like Blowjob. He said
He is a
Blowjob.
lanky twat.
He said Blowjob to me.
Richard Ashcroft on XFM 104.9. That's in the top 5 for me, the singles of the year so far. Well, yeah, we're talking about, what are we talking about? Comedy Awards, your dad, cummerbund.
My father's cummerbund.
I'm sure it is over the braces, I think.
Yeah, well, if anyone knows that, if anyone knows the kind of rules.
So, are you actually wearing
Couture
one?
rules.
Are you actually wearing
A
one?
cummerbund? Well, I asked him,
No.
he said no, he said don't bother.
No,
but
don't
then I'm
bother.
thinking, what if I dance? What if I do some grooving later?
You shouldn't.
Why not?
Well, I've seen you dance
Don't
before.
give me that.
No.
Don't give me that.
No, wait. It's not that you're not
That
a good
dance you did
dancer.
in the office, that's your best dancer.
No, it's not that you're not a bad dancer. It's that I've seen you hit people in the face with your elbow.
So there's always going to be casualties.
Actually, Rick,
if someone's busting a good move, it's murder on the dance floor.
I've danced with Steve.
Have you?
At one of indie discos at uni.
There you are, you've never forgotten.
And he's good. He's
I am
alright.
pretty good, aren't I? Yeah.
He is
I
actually
think the only
alright.
problem is because
you
I'm
were
so
in the
tall.
bar, but he was
Because I'm so
alright.
tall, I do tend to tower like 2 foot above everyone else, and that does make me look slightly
freakish.
I wasn't going to use that word, but I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So I do feel slightly self-conscious.
Why
so
don't you hold them? Why don't you carry them when you're dancing with them? So they're...
Well, no, but the thing is because
Then you could dance with Jeanette Cranky and still not look
Sure.
too weird.
Sure, but
That
the thing
would
is,
be weird, wouldn't it? You holding Jeanette Cranky and dancing with her. Would that be weird?
I think we've all had that fantasy. But what I tend to do is because I'm conscious that everyone is can see me and that I'm sort of, I'm quite visible on the dance floor, what I'll tend to do is maybe dance on any kind of podium that they might have in some of the bigger dance
Sure.
clubs or, any kind of stage. I'll just get out there, bust some moves.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, I may as well put myself on public display.
Yeah.
Rather than just people thinking.
Because then you're going, look, I know what I look like.
Yeah,
I'm
I know
proud
how
of
great
it.
I look. You know?
Yeah.
No, because it's, you know, that's your opinion if you don't think it, but that's, again, a lot of jealousy. I mean, a lot of what you say is jealousy.
He went for the normal shirt, I went for the wing collar. I just thought I might as well.
I do like a wing collar, actually,
Yeah,
yeah. What about a proper bow tie?
I
You have to tie yourself.
I went a bit berserk. I even bought Union Jack cufflinks because it's the British Comedy Awards.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Who's
So
hosting
Well,
it
more
this
money
year?
than sense. It's brings to mind.
yeah.
I mean, you're earning so much cash now that you don't know what to do with it, aren't you? Really? I mean, no, I mean, I don't know
Union Jack
what it is you're
cufflinks.
spending on, but yeah.
I said how much they went. I said not expensive enough.
Exactly.
I said I'm going to give you an extra tenner.
I got to
Is
get
it
rid of it.
true? We're talking about when his dad said that, and then you told me something that I find amazing.
Oh, well,
Your
the thing is, yeah, it's Christmas, obviously I've got to go back to Bristol. I love seeing my family. Well, yeah, I do. But it means I see my grandparents, who are, you know, brilliant people. I mean, lovely people, but mental. I mean, utterly mental. And they've taken now to, there must be sort of 80 apiece, and it is quite an old age, but they're fairly good health, relatively speaking, and they just spend their time in bed. I mean, that's all they do, is that's their profession, they've retired to go to bed, and they spend all the time in bed. I tell you what they're like that old they're like all that old family in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, none of them had got up for like 25 years.
Yeah.
And they
But you said that they go to bed and they go to sleep, but then when they wake up, what they do is put an extra pillow, so they're slightly more upright, and that's them in the day in bed.
Right, so
that's the
active.
daytime
Yeah.
thing.
But they get up and cook and stuff.
What
do they?
what they do is they've got about 6 teeth between them. I mean, my grandmother needs false teeth, but refuses to go and have the old ones extracted and the false teeth fitted. So she's working with about 3 or 4 teeth.
Oh.
My grandfather had false teeth given to him during the war.
Wooden ones.
Well, it was plastic teeth on a wooden pallet, right, that sits at the top of the mouth. He's still got the wooden pallet, but most of the teeth have come off. So there's about 4 teeth left, 4 false teeth. He's got a set of false teeth that make him look like he needs false teeth. I mean, that's pretty bizarre. So the problem is that they have to get up. They get up about 7 in the morning to put on, say, you know, some beef or lamb, whichever they're going to cook. They put it on at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, so that by the time they eat it at 6 at night, they can use the phrase, this is what a good meal is for my grandparents, if they can use the phrase, oh, that's lovely, you could suck it away. You could suck it away. Who wants that from a roast dinner? You may as well blend it up and serve it as a broth.
I don't want that phrase coming from old people without teeth.
Indeed.
Because it must remind you of your rent boy days.
Exactly. It brings it all flooding back.
Oh,
you know.
God. Flooding's the word. Should we play a record before we get really disgusting about your grandparents and
Yeah,
blowjobs?
please,
That is the worst thing
We've said the
ever.
word blowjob far too many times today.
And in the same sentence as you... I can't believe...
Anyway.
And it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Don't forget what Christmas is about.
Come on, spare a thought for the underprivileged people. in the
Yeah.
world. They're all living
Steve,
their life.
is it Ben Queller? Do you
I
want to
love a bit of Ben Queller. I don't know, are you a fan?
I love him.
Yeah, well, this is a cracking tune.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
and I think we'll enjoy that. Let's just,
Slam dunk it. It's
why don't we
wicked.
just stop and think about what we've done? I tell you, they do spend so much time in bed that they actually, I'm sure war will have to see. Ben Queller, in
That's
other words.
fantastic. That ending is, oh, God. It's like Ben Folds 5, bit of old out, and that's great.
You had him in session, didn't you, Kay?
Yeah, in
Did you
fact-
meet him, or did you... Because he's quite
No.
young, isn't he?
He's very young. He came in about 6 months ago to do something for John Kennedy, and I also a session for me, and I repeated it this week as a best of the year sessions because he did 3 songs, stunning stuff.
It's just him and the piano, was it, or him and a guitar?
It was just him.
Yeah.
Him with a couple of instruments. Stunning. And also he did a Dingwalls gig for XFM listeners, and the reaction from the listeners phoning up trying to get tickets was incredible. It really has touched a nerve.
Yeah.
Well, like you say, Ricky, I mean, it's really...
It's
you know,
great.
Well, I was just saying, we were talking, there's a kind of lack of music that sort of seems to be making use of instruments and just the sound you can make with a piano and a guitar and drums, you know what I mean? It's like, it's so invigorating, and you get kind of stuff like, you know, the Streets and whatever else, or, you know, kind of hip-hop and stuff, and the fact that a lot of, pleased to see Miss Dynamite on Top of the Pops last night using a live band, really made her whole sort of R&B sound really exciting.
Better than the other one. Yeah.
Anyway, that's us being Muso.
That's us being terribly muso. I like
so that's
that.
been muso for the year.
That's enough of that.
Well, we are playing our favourite records.
Well, it's nice to be able to talk sensibly without Carl interrupting with some gibberish. You know, I mean, bless him, bless
Carl.
him.
I don't see
No,
it as
bless him.
gibberish.
He's probably listening on Sky or something.
Yeah, 864, channel 864, or around the world on xfm.co.uk. get that in.
Is that what you have to do? What do you do today? You just go into the website, do you?
Go into the website, yeah, and click on...
I never get things like that to work on my computer.
Or you can go and check out the webcam, obviously, and see me in my camouflage gear.
Yeah, you won't see you, will you?
You won't see me, no.
Now, so what do you do? Just go into the website, and what does it say? Play live online?
Yeah,
and it just,
listen
and it's just
live.
like listening down the phone line?
Yeah.
I sound like I've come from the 1950s,
exactly.
don't I?
You come from the 19th century. What's this?
I'm not very, I was going to say something then, but I can't.
Can we just very quickly, before we move on, because I'm getting very excited about the Comedy Awards. Now, I know what you're wearing, and you've got a table with all your mates there. Is Jonathan Ross doing it again?
Yeah,
Because he's very
that's why
funny.
it's my favourite.
And
I hate awards. I do honestly hate them, but
but
this
he's
is
good
actually an
with this
event
one,
because it's
yeah.
Jonathan Ross. It's just.
Well, I was talking to someone about it, and I might mention it before, but we did an award ceremony. We went to an award ceremony last year, where everything was sponsored by corporate groups, you know, by businesses
yeah.
or by different. It was a kind of everything was sponsored, and I swear to God, the pudding was sponsored by Electrolux.
Yeah.
And I'd never eaten a pudding before sponsored by anyone, and it was, it was a very odd affair. That I thought that was very strange because it seemed as though corporate people had paid for a table so that they. So when we came out, someone came on stage and said, "Well, we've got a lovely a wonderful collection of celebrities here this evening."
Oh
do you
God,
remember
yeah.
that?
And it was, please be upstanding for your chairman, Tom O'Connor. We were made to give Tom O'Connor a standing ovation.
We had to stand up
weird.
to give Tom O'Connor, former presenter of Crosswits, a standing ovation. We're talking about the cream of British TV talent, giving him a stand up. Not that he doesn't deserve it, I'm sure he's a great entertainer. But I think Sir Cliff was there, wasn't he?
Seen the back of the stage this week.
I don't want to talk about it, it's too embarrassing.
Right.
Tom O'Connor's on there,
Is he?
thanking Mal Young, the BBC, for giving him a part in Doctors.
Yeah.
I love that. He had to take out a whole
page.
so sweet.
He obviously spent the fee being paid for the show. He's just so pleased to be back on TV.
What an advert! He's
Yeah.
A whole page
Yeah,
thanking the
it's
BBC for having him back on telly.
Stop
But we're laughing, but it's going to happen to you in about a year's time.
Exactly. Oh God.
I just want to know, bad behaviour. Who do you think's going to behave badly this year?
I
Because
don't think
we've
anyone.
had,
Well, we had
Ahern
the
and Barrymore and Clary. And
Clary, the fisting, and Barrymore
Yeah.
throwing his monitor.
That was
Was
funny.
it? The Hearn. What was she? Oh, she's head
There's
that
not
dead
any of the
bloke.
kind of. There's not really any sort of. There's not really any kind of wayward people at the moment, is there, in showbiz? In terms of entertainment comedy, there's no one who sort of seems
But
to
I
have a
tell you
drink or
what,
drugs
Steve,
problem.
I'm worried
sadly.
about Ricky.
Sadly.
I'm worried that, something might take hold. The
No.
devil may
No, I
care,
think
might
he's very
care.
careful. He
he?
is a bit careful. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay.
He's so. I
Too
mean,
tired.
yeah.
Too tired. Shout and scream.
You have been kind of coughing and wheezing throughout today's
Well,
show.
tell you
I had a
why.
fight, didn't I?
Oh, we should talk about the fight. Yeah, we can't give out the result. We can't give the result out on the fight, but
No, I've
talk about
I've
it.
got a cough. I just got a cough again.
Got a bit of a cough?
I'm scared I'm allergic to something. Well, if I'm allergic, I was worried today that.
What if you're allergic to wheat?
Oh no, well that'd be terrible. But I was worried. What if I'm allergic to my cat?
get rid of it.
Oh no.
Well, it seems that easy, but
Well, it is that easy. Throw it out the window. That's how I sort out that. I'm not a trained doctor, but that's how I sort that one out.
I just like to apologise for any.
But they always land on their feet, don't they, Cat? So that'll be
They
fine.
do,
And it's
yeah.
got 9 lives, so if it
Yeah.
lands on
Oh,
a spike, it'll be fine.
Oh, don't. What happened to me?
Because you can't laugh, because of the fight in the ribs.
Oh yeah,
He
the
took
ribs,
quite
yeah.
I have to say though that I remember we were talking on the radio about what Ricky should come out to for the big match. For those that don't realise, Ricky at Christmas, there's a TV show on. Ricky, I don't know why, even to this day, why you agreed to do it.
Nor do I.
But he's doing a celebrity boxing match, fighting, and he was described at the beginning of the fight. Rick, I don't realise if you I don't know if you know this. He was described as entrepreneur, Grant Bovey,
Well, I
husband
don't
of
know
Anthea Turner. I don't know what that means exactly.
Well, he does bits of business, actually.
Businessman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
businessman,
Yeah.
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But
Like Arthur Daly.
What was I
entrepreneur.
described as?
yeah, you were described as yeah. I think fat funny man.
Oh, right,
He might be
great.
something like that, or a comedian and actor. But Ricky came out to Mama Said Knock You Out by LL Cool J.
Nice.
I don't know whose suggestion it was. I think it might be mine, but it was blinding. And I noticed you were really. They almost. I mean, it was ludicrous. Really, you came out in the shorts. You had the.
Well, I was acting up.
I know,
doing
but you
it,
really
but
were.
they were going, don't you laugh on my corner. And I think I overdid it, didn't I?
Well, he was kind of prowling around the ring, staring staring Bovey out and staring the crowd out,
So embarrassing.
and kind of looking really. But of course he's got this ludicrous beer belly. Do you know what I mean? So it looks like Johnny Vegas is like
I was meant to do.
Yeah. And Bovis
dear.
looks quite sort of athletic guy,
He's really
so he
fit,
looks
isn't
like he could actually be a boxer.
But did you have like I'm obviously they're filming it for telly. Did you have the production crew saying, right, stop, cut, can you just throw that punch again?
No, it was a real
No,
fight.
they just
So it really
let them
wasn't
go.
proper.
I think people are going to be surprised. I think they're going to see it's a real fight.
And I tell
than
you,
they
it's
imagined.
unpleasant. I mean, it's actually an unpleasant
Okay,
thing.
well, I'll tell
It
you
is,
now
yeah.
what Carl said, because
What did he
Carl was
say?
there, and he said to me, I can't do his accent. He
Right.
went, oh no, it wasn't nice.
No, it wasn't nice.
No,
No,
it was. Although I have to say, I was really kind of riled up by it. I mean, I've never been to a fight before, and I just was like, "Come on!" I was like, "Smash his face!" I was really shouting. I was just going crazy.
Shouting for me, though, were you?
No, I was shouting for then I just decided to try and freak everyone. So I was shouting, "Kiss him, snog him, lick him, ask him out." I was shouting that in a vain attempt to throw someone, and it was extraordinary. But I tell you, I think you'd be better off like if they sort of brought back wrestling. Wrestling from the 70s.
Oh,
Big
like
Daddy
wrestling
and
would be
Big
fun.
Daddy.
Nick McManus.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Because I think
because
you've got more the physique for
I
wrestling.
think I'm too young for wrestling on British
they were always
television.
about 65.
I
weren't
think
they?
they're 58, one of them,
Yeah.
Les Keller.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the outfits are fun.
Oh, they get, all a bit
yeah.
too tight, weren't they? some
Yeah,
of
and it
those
was always that kind of
outfits?
shiny, whatever preceded lycra.
I know, with just a little winkle showing.
Little winkle.
Little man with a little winkle in their tight shorts.
Why were you looking?
Oh,
I've done you.
oh, play a record.
I've done you. I'm not. Answers, please.
I'm not one of them.
You're not looking at mine now, are you?
Yes. Those are the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they're still going strong.
Oh, indeed, yes.
That's one of my favourite tunes of the year.
You
like
enjoyed
one?
that? Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
These are all
yeah.
mutual. We love them all. We're not
Absolutely,
really,
yeah, no,
we're
we're
not
not.
annoying each other by putting in
Not
songs
at
the
all.
other one doesn't like.
Not
We're
at
like a
all.
team today, isn't it? I think that's the Christmas spirit. I don't know what it is.
We've come together, we're sort of unified, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the absence of Carl.
Yeah.
Who often divides us, he often comes between us.
Does he?
Like, yeah,
Does he
well, I'll
do
tell you
that?
what,
Yeah.
it's like a child. Like, it's like we're a married couple and he's sort of our autistic child or
Oh,
something, you know,
right,
and sometimes it just puts a strain on the marriage. We all three of us love each other, you know.
Because he does love you
some-
guys.
yeah, exactly, but sometimes
I
it's hard,
hear
you
him
know.
talking about you in the office sometimes,
know.
you know. He looks up to you, aspires to you too.
But it's
No,
times like
I
this
understand.
because
Yeah.
because of to be honest, the baby Jesus. But we realise that there's beauty in everyone and it's all right.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Exactly, and he's
it's-
never had that before.
No.
Well, I have to say, I'm really getting into the Christmas spirit. When I was younger, I didn't really enjoy it. I was quite cynical. I was quite,
You're
rock and roll.
joking.
But now I'm sort of, I walk in a department store, and if there's one of the old, chestnuts are roasting on an open fire, which are that classic tune, or
Oh, I
any of
thought you were
those,
one of those old boys that stand outside the British Museum.
Right, yeah.
Right, you mean the tune, yeah.
That one, or, how does it go? Chestnuts roasting on an open fire?
Chestnuts roasting on
Yeah.
Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
But I can't get enough of them. I love it. I'm in the department store, it's frosty outside, it's warm in there.
Have you ever roasted your chestnuts on an open fire?
I have never done that. No, I have
Imagine
not done
that.
that. I have not done that.
Just backing up to it like that with your little chestnuts hanging out like a bulldog.
What would you be wearing? You probably just, I imagine you'd have your dressing gown on, you'd just hoiked it up,
Just
slightly,
pull
so
it
your
up,
arse was showing.
pop them down, like tuck it in like a lovely lady.
Yeah.
So like a lovely lady from the front, but behind
Yeah.
it looks like a a bulldog dragging a tree.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and you just pop them in the grate.
Yeah, and you would, because you want to be careful of too much roasting, so I imagine you'd want to just kind of
Lightly
ease
toast
yourself
them.
in slowly.
Lightly
If it-
toast them.
And if it feels too hot, get out of there. Get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
That's if any kids are listening, try that.
No!
What?
No.
Like there's a kid thinking, I'm going to roast my chestnuts on an open fire. I don't think there's even a child that's
I
doing
don't want
that.
someone to do it and then the parents go and Steve Merchant's told our children to do
Yeah.
it. We're probably
Okay.
we're probably in trouble
So
now
a kid,
because of that.
where's a
Kids
kid going to
don't.
find an open fire like those? I mean, it has to be the sort that they use, those kind of barrels. It can't just be open fire at home. That doesn't count. That's just stupid. If you're going to do it properly.
Oh no! Oh, we're having such a nice time there.
We've lowered the tone. I'll tell you what'll perk us all up though. Richard Anderson has emailed us. Dickie
Oh,
Anderson.
he's loving the show, is he?
Well, I don't know if you've heard this, Carl. Carl, I've called you Carl.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm Claire, pleased to meet you.
Is it
the shaved head or the stupidity?
sound, yeah. It was the k sound. Because didn't I call you Arthur or Jack or something last time?
He called me,
I can't remember.
I don't know, but it was quite embarrassing.
Claire, I'll be honest with you, Claire's quite an unmemorable name. if I'm
Yeah,
truthful.
I know.
But yeah, Dickie Anderson, he's a guy, I'll be honest with you, he's not a big fan of the show. But
Is
he's,
he not?
well, we're getting to winning round. He says, dear Ricky, the more disappointing your show becomes, the more I seem to look forward to it.
Ah.
Now I see your face plastered across London. Is your show some sort of curse put on me by an old gypsy woman I've annoyed? You know, a good point, Dickie, but,
Because,
but Randers, as I call it.
yeah.
He can't listen now, I know what he's doing.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
tucked him in, he's backing into the fire as we speak, and he wants to roast them till they spit. Oh dear.
Oh.
Thanks for listening. Anders.
It's a Merry Christmas to you and Happy New Year.
And as you know, you've got a lot to look forward to, because our first hour is always the best.
As is that.
So you're going to be loving it till 3, cockers. Oh dear. What should we play?
Well, this is, I every so often I get sent a CD by a friend of mine, Harry, who just sorts me out with tunes
That's
that I may have
such a
missed.
good idea, by
It
the
is a
way.
great idea, and
Fantastic.
this is one that I think it came out this year. It's a Teenage Fan Club, and they teamed up with Jad Fair, and I think it's a mixed bag, the album apparently, but this is one of the good tunes on it, Near to You.
I'm afraid your CD isn't working. Oh, no, it is now. No. Oh, it's not me, Steve. Honestly, it keeps
Claire, it
stopping.
looks like it's you.
No, honestly.
You're pressing buttons, you're fiddling with buttons.
No, it comes back again, look.
Right, you can't play that.
Look, I didn't touch it.
This never happens when Carl's here.
It does.
It does, you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what I'm going to do. I'll swap it into another CD machine. Can we play Oasis?
It's another one of my favourites. The Oasis Back on Form.
Yeah, Rick, I'm not discrediting the tune, I just feel like...
Oh,
I'm
Steve's
sure you
not
carry on.
happy.
No, it was a good hour. It was a good hour of radio, and it's just been cheapened.
Actually, you're right. It's
debased.
just gone 2 o'clock, and already.
Yeah.
It's starting to fall apart.
Well, this
doesn't bode well for the Comedy Awards.
This is a good anthem. This is a good Britpop anthem. Old Noel back on form with the old singer-songwriting. This is Little by Little and Oasis. He's a giant. He's like a giant, isn't it? And he's a giant, and he starts off little and gets bigger.
Little by little, he gets
little
bigger.
by little, but it's bigger by bigger, I'd have called it.
Yeah, well, that's what makes you a genius.
Award-winning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oasis, Little by Little.
Little by little. Do you want to explain
we
who
played
you
some
are?
great tunes. I'm Ricky Gervais.
No, I'm Steve Merchant, and that's Claire Stewart, just standing in the car park. It's XFM 104.9.
Yeah, and what
Playing
was
the
it on
great tunes
Sky?
of
What was it on
People are
Sky?
saying, Channel 864. Ricky, people are saying they can't see on the webcam. You just stick a leg up or something, just so they... that's his foot.
Yeah, was it just on you, is it? Oh, because most...
But they can't see me because I'm in camouflage,
Oh, yeah,
so
okay,
it's
just
not a very interesting picture.
I've got a wave, there you go.
Yeah.
Does anyone log online?
I don't know how does the webcam look? I've not ever seen on the webcam. Is it just kind of, because normally aren't they kind of really sort of,
I'll show you. I'll
jarring
get up
and
what we got.
Does it take pictures like a digital camera?
It's every
Or is
15 seconds it updates.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
you get a still picture.
It
so
still is it, right. I see, okay.
Right. Oh,
that's
it's
what
still
we're getting
pictures,
there.
is it? I didn't
Yeah.
realise that.
Yeah, every 15
Oh, right.
seconds, yeah.
So they can't actually see, you know, like if I was to bust some amazing dance moves.
No, they
would
just
just
get...
see
Well,
snapshots
if you did it every 15 seconds like you move, they could then print them off and do like a flicker book.
That would work.
So they could see,
That'd be amazing.
they could see doing windmills and, you know, really,
King Tuts.
yeah, all that.
Yeah, scissor kick.
I'm running out of steam now, Steve, a bit tired.
Are you?
So I've got 15 minutes to do, so we better think of something to say or
Well,
play record.
I genuinely was going to ask you, because obviously Christmas is approaching and I've not even started to think about Christmas gifts.
Oh,
I don't know how
I
you're
never
getting on,
do,
Claire.
I never do.
But, because Claire, you're aware of what Ricky bought his family last year, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know, I am, because he told me and I've completely forgotten.
It's extraordinary. It is extraordinary. I mean, how much thought and planning went into it?
Right, I was pressed for
Because
time.
how many kids were there? How many people were there?
This is it. I've got a big family, okay? Well, not big, but I mean, they've got lots of kids. So I'm sort of youngest in my siblings, and so they've got kids ranging from like 30 to babies. And there's about 15 of them, all with...
And you buy them all?
Yeah, I'll try and get them.
Oh,
try and get them all.
that's
sorted.
nice.
So what
Is
I
it?
did-
Wait.
So I got a lift down, and I thought, oh, what can I get? I thought, oh, I can't just give them the money.
I'll stop you there straight away, if I may.
What?
You notice he's on the way down for Christmas Day.
Oh, right, so he's on the... Oh, right!
He's on the way down. This is
No,
when he
it's
starts.
Boxing
This is
Day,
when he
Boxing-
starts. Oh, Boxing
Yeah.
Day. So this is when he starts to think about buying them a gift.
Yeah.
On you go.
So I was getting a lift, and might have given a lift down. So just before we got there, I just ran across the road to the 7-Eleven, got 200 quid worth of scratch cards.
Scratch cards. Scratch cards. Bear in mind, I think you were describing the family then. I noticed some of them you described as babies.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So, Children?
Yeah,
You're
they
giving
love
the
it.
children the gambling cards?
But that's lovely. I give them 10 each, so they could have won thousands of pounds. A lot of them were disappointed when they won nothing, but I said, kids, that's the gamble.
That's the risk you take when you receive a gift from me. But the great thing about getting
Some of them won. Some of them were laughing.
But the great thing about getting kids hooked on gambling as a Christmas gift is it's the gift that keeps on giving
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And taking.
throughout your adult life.
It gives
Yeah.
and it takes.
Exactly,
So it's fair.
yeah.
I didn't hand them to children, I handed them to the parents.
Right, what they
could
chose to do with them,
They could
with them.
distribute them as they wanted.
Sure.
So what are you
And,
going to do this year, Ricky?
but how are you
What's
gonna
the
top
plan?
that?
Yeah.
300 quid worth of scratch cards.
That's
Got a
the
bit of
most-
money now, a bit more.
It's the most thoughtless,
And The Office on
pikey gift I've
DVD.
ever heard
I
of.
think they might be getting the Office on DVD. Signed.
Fine. So that's already sent it up in value.
Oh dear. I know, that's pretty bad.
So have you seriously considered it this year? Is it,
No, I'm
is
gonna
it-
go shopping. I'm gonna go shopping properly. Yeah.
If you want any help, I am
Didn't you
queen
take a
of
small
shopping.
roulette wheel down there, weren't you? Genuinely, didn't you buy like a roulette wheel? and-
No, I had it. That's down there from when I got it when I was about 10.
Oh, right,
And sometimes I'm the banker. I always win.
Yeah, of course.
But they've got to learn a lesson. The banker always wins. It's a valuable lesson when they lose money to me.
I like, you should just go down this year and just say, basically, I went to a casino, I put £10 chip on for everyone,
Yeah.
here's the winnings,
You lost.
you lost, you won.
Yours came in. Yours was a donkey, love. Yeah.
But Steve, what about you then? Because I mean, you don't like shopping,
Well,
do
it's
you?
not that I don't like shopping, it's that I've got no ideas. You know, I'm running on empty with my parents. They don't appear, as far as I can make out, they don't appear to have any hobbies.
No.
And I said to you, I think before, my
You don't
grandparents...
like wasting money. I'm not being funny, but you don't like wasting money either, do you?
Well, I don't like wasting money, no. But I like to buy something practical for people. I like something which is going to last, something that's value for money. I don't like novelty gifts.
Yeah.
No,
And
I
I've said-
think novelty gifts are wrong.
I've mentioned to you that my grandparents spend all their time in bed. So there's only so many kind of, you know, sort of bed socks you can buy, you know, and ointment for, you know, bed blisters and so on before, you know, you run out of ideas.
What about some of those novelty teeth? Because that would be, you know, a nice jokey present, and they could probably come in useful for chewing the broccoli.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh, do you know what would be nice? One of those. No, I'll tell you when. No, those sort of travel pillows. So you know when
Yeah.
you're travelling and your
they
head
don't
sort of
travel
falls down
anywhere.
like
No, but
They travel from vertical
No.
to almost horizontal.
they're sitting up in their bed.
Get on one of them beds that come up. You're not made of money. What am I talking about?
like
No, I mean-
Thora Heard's bed. Thora Heard's bed.
Does her feet ever touch the ground now? Do you know what I mean, though?
No, it's literally...
She goes shopping in one of those little trolleys. She goes straight into her room. She's up the stair lift. She gets lowered into the bath.
Yeah. It's
Terrible.
ludicrous. I just lazy. I mean, I tell you that, but I mean...
Oh, there's a whole
But yeah, but that, if you're earning the kind of money that, you know, that Heard is on,
Wow.
you know, with her songs
With
of
her
praise
cream
and whatever
cracker under the
else.
sofa.
Exactly.
Money for
She
old
was at the
rope.
Comedy Awards last year, wasn't she?
I'll give her an award. She's up the stairs like a greyhound. She can move then. Yeah.
But so I've got no ideas, absolutely
Right.
no ideas.
Okay.
But any suggestions are welcome, Claire. What are you going to get your family? You've already
Well,
thought
I
this through.
know well,
they
I
be
obviously
listening?
can't tell you because they will be listening.
Right.
But they're all outside at the moment because my family are coming to meet me after the show, and we're going to swap presents then because
Okay.
outside
Are there any
in
Office
Leicester
DVDs?
Square. No, I haven't.
Books?
No.
Because I should point out that the Office DVD is currently available. Good,
I actually did go and buy. I actually went and bought it myself.
You also buy it
And I am
online.
enjoying the scripts, by the way.
Excellent. That's in. I love
Do you
the
know
fact
what
that
I
we're
love?
authors in the top 10.
Yeah, we're in the top 10 bestseller list.
No. But to be fair, we're at number 7 in the paperback non-fiction. Now I don't understand how that can be non-fiction.
Yeah.
Because it's the transcript from a made-up
Yeah, it's not a
television
real
show.
documentary.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're beating these poor people.
But we're officially best-selling authors,
I think that's fantastic.
which is excellent. Which is
My
very
favourite
good.
bits. My favourite bits are the emails at the start. They are like
Well, I mean,
them.
a lot of people don't know what you're talking about, Claire, but of course if they pop down to Waterstones or Books and Petrol, they can sort themselves out there.
Oh, dear.
Nice. I like your style. Can we have some more music now?
Let's
yeah?
have what place? The Streets, maybe? I mean,
Streets.
Streets is
Oh,
obviously one of the
brilliant.
albums of the year, and this
Best
is one
album of the year.
This is Week Becoming Heroes, I think the last single, and Dynamite it is too. Eric Sermon. What's the tune called?
It's called React. Yeah, it's
React,
from his debut. No, not his fourth solo album.
Not bad, not bad, not bad.
I'm enjoying the tunes. Steve.
No, absolutely.
I'm enjoying
We've
the
been
chat. I'm enjoying the tunes.
We've been keeping it real.
I'm enjoying the penultimate show before Christmas.
Last message from Anders, I suspect,
Anders.
for the day. He says, I've just roasted my chestnuts over an open fire. It's a lot more enjoyable than listening to your show.
He's
pretty snappy, is Anders.
Yeah,
You know, he keeps them coming, you know. It's a shame that, you know, that we sort of couldn't sort of maybe meet up with him and try and persuade him that, you know, he should come over to our side rather than, you know...
Come over to the side.
Exactly. Just be on
Yeah,
our
come
side,
over to this side.
I think we've got him though, because
Do you think so?
yeah, apparently they did this survey in America. People who loved Howard Stern listened to an average of like an hour and a half a week, and people who hated him listened 2.5 hours a week.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think he's probably more faithful a listener
Yes.
than some of the people that quite like us.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You've got to listen. I'm the same with some people. I've got to listen to things that I just think are awful. I can't. You know, it's compulsive viewing. So, you know, I don't care if people listen to us because they hate us or like us.
No, indeed, as long as they're listening.
I was on the
As long as
tube
they're spending money on the
the other
advertisers.
day. Yeah, I was on the tube the other day, and obviously there's lots of pictures of you guys, and there's a young couple. And the guy was trying to explain to the girl what you did, and he said, "No, you should check them out. That they do quite well, actually."
Really?
That's very sweet.
They
Why
do
was
quite
he
well.
explaining to her? She didn't know
I
what
don't
was
know,
happening,
obviously,
or
I don't know. I sort of, as I walked by them.
have you leaving out the fact that she went, "Oh, I hate that bloke."
No, not at all. No, because I would say that because that would be quite.
He had some Germans laughing at him on the tube because he recognised him. You don't think of that?
Well,
What do you think of that?
obviously Ricky doesn't travel on the tube anymore. He's too rich for that.
I never did. I always thought it was beneath me.
Sure, but
They used to walk everywhere, didn't
Yeah.
But I'm still forced to take the tube, and I sat on the tube, and it pulled up, and outside the window, just happened to be on the station, was one of the posters with us. So I was kind of there, not realising it was behind me, and these big kind of fat German or maybe Bavarian guys.
Well, they're in lederhosen eating sausages.
Yes, they were.
They're Bavarian.
Yeah, they were. And I noticed one of them kind of looked at me, then looked at the poster, then looked at me, just happened to say it, and wittered something to his friend in German. You know, I don't want to try and do an impression.
No. That's freaking goggle eye.
Oh, whoa.
I think that. No. But I know what you're thinking. It means it doesn't mean that.
Right, okay.
It means.
What's a rough translation?
Elegant boy.
Right, okay, yeah. And so anyway,
That's
he
freaking
pointed
goggle eye.
out the poster, and his
That's
mate,
lanky piss and streak.
and his mate burst into laughter. And then we pulled
They've
up.
got a great sense of humour, the Germans.
Well,
That's the
indeed.
thing.
But we rumbled onto the
They
next. We rumbled onto the next station, and the poster was in exactly the same place. And this time they tapped the shoulder of someone else on the train and pointed me out, and that person also
An
laughed.
Italian? An Italian
What it
bloke,
was.
yeah. There was a French. Was there a bloke with a beret and a little moustache on the other side?
Yeah.
Was
yeah.
the United? Did you get on the United Nations Express? Just to, oh, imagine that.
Yeah,
Or
it
look
was fake
See
news.
the freak. Look at his freaky goggle eye.
Right, whereas I love the fact that before you were at least pretending to be speaking German. Now this is an Italian with an accent. It's just a guy speaking perfectly good English.
So
You've not even disguised the insult there.
oh dear. Oh, that'd be lovely.
Try and insult me in other cod
You could
languages.
bring Europe together if they just like, instead of Esperanto, that there was just one common language. The language
I'll
of
tell you what
freaky
would bring
goggle
us,
eye.
I'll tell you what would bring Europe together is you maybe representing England on the Eurovision Song Contest
That would be great.
with a
wouldn't it?
self-penned tune.
Shall I do that?
That would be magnificent. It's got to be worth thinking
What about
about.
just about everyone being the same?
Yeah,
like
just about
the
people
euro
being
and that,
equal.
everyone, not everyone.
and also mentioning the euro. Yeah.
Yeah, just doing that. I like all different. I like all different cheeses.
Oh, je t'aime la musique pop.
Yeah.
La baby belle. Et le cheddar. I mean, I'm not fluent
I'm
French.
Le Grand Fromage.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be lovely, wouldn't it? And they'll all be there, all in their different.
Well,
different
every line could
uniforms.
be maybe in a different language.
Yeah, and what would I wear? I'd wear sort of like a kilt.
You'd wear a kilt, but you'd also have on your head one of those kind of big, what are they called? Those big furry hats that beefeaters or whatever wear. Or
Yeah, one of them.
Is it
Yeah.
kind of a busby or something?
busby,
A busby?
yeah.
Wear one of those, or maybe like a policeman's helmet,
That'd
a
be
Bobby's
good.
helmet with the kilt.
Yeah.
You'd have the clogs.
I'd wear the policeman's helmet under the kilt, so they just thought I was really enjoying the show.
Yeah. Good idea.
Hey?
Excellent. We talked. Well, I think we talked for about 3 minutes without having to mention some kind of genitalia.
We should celebrate by playing one of my tunes of the year.
Really? What one is it?
U2 Electrical Storm.
Oh, I know you're a big fan. I know you're a
good
big fan.
choice. Well done.
Cheers. Electrical Storm. favourite of the year. If I had to pick one, that's great. And I do still feel slightly guilty about dissing them throughout the 90s. But, you know.
Don't feel guilty if you didn't
No,
like it.
I like the
things
80s
we've
stuff,
done.
I didn't like the 90s stuff. I'm loving what they're doing in the
I think you're a
noughties.
bigger man than them, frankly, for being able to admit your past mistakes. I think you're better than Bono, despite all his charity work.
Yeah.
You're more of a noble
Yeah,
figure.
stop bothering the Pope, he's busy.
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
Rick, my mother always used to say to me that you should write and thank your aunties and so on for their gifts.
Yeah.
And I feel like we should take a moment out just to thank all the people that have emailed or written into us during the year, because we don't. Basically, we're very lazy men and we never reply.
Well, I
really.
don't never look.
You never look at
You
emails.
read them and I go anything
I
from me and you
reply
go.
very occasionally if I
You're
think
like
it's
my
worth it.
secretary when it comes. You protect me from like people who
The insults and so
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Are there any
Yeah.
insults? Are
Oh,
there?
there's plenty. There's plenty. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Do you have to protect him, really?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, there's lots of
That's
things I don't
a
tell him.
shame,
Lots
That's
of
not
things
very
I keep
nice.
from him.
It's not very nice. I
Yeah.
thought I was right.
Well, he's just not as popular as he thinks he is.
Oh.
He thinks that when he's like dancing around and making funny faces and squawking and making noises and
No,
stuff
he
when we're
hasn't done
filming,
it.
he thinks
He
that everyone
hasn't
thinks
done
that's
it in the
enjoyable.
Yeah.
Some
So,
of
what, people think I'm quite an annoying little prat, do they?
that's not the word they used, but you're near enough
Really?
there. Yeah. Yeah, they didn't say prat, but you're on the right lines.
Okay.
But for instance, we got an email here from Graham. He says, please stop the chat and let's hear some more great ads, as I'm still not sure what mobile phone I should get the wife for Christmas.
Well, maybe this will help you out.
Just having fun with the webcam.
Sorry. Yeah. We're just playing with the webcam.
The webcam's an absolute treat. I
That
didn't
is a
realise.
lovely picture,
There's a great
Steve.
picture there of Steve on
That's
it. Oh.
lovely.
Right,
Yeah.
that
keep the
was
ladies
Feeder.
happy,
That was Feeder.
if I know them.
Great. Yeah, no, that's one of my favourite tracks of the year as well.
Feeder, you've enjoyed that?
Which is what we're doing. God, it's gone quickly. It's only quarter of an hour to
Yes,
go.
indeed, yes. Carl will be back next week for our kind of Christmas bonanza. I say that, we've got nothing planned. There's no
No,
reason why it
that'd be
should
nice.
be a bonanza.
That'd be nice, yeah.
Oh,
But so we'll
dear.
play some Christmas tunes, and no doubt Carl will have some kind of festive game for us, maybe, or a festive, some
Well, we're
festive
introducing
trivia.
a couple of new games. I mean, he's struggling with Rockbusters, which we've missed this week. Educating Ricky, he thinks there's nothing out there. All he could find was a parrot and a dog in a car wash.
Yeah, you can't find any more interesting
Still a
stuff.
little bit upset that we told him about intelligent crabs and babies forcing their way out.
Yeah, we
Early.
stitched him up last week by telling him some what we claimed were facts.
All right, because I was out shopping, so I missed it.
Right,
Tell me
yeah,
what
well,
happened
you
then.
know, you
Well,
can
you know,
always
he
get
sort of
a
believes
portable or
anything that's weird and
Yeah,
wonderful. And we just
yeah.
made up this stories. I said two bodybuilders got married and she had a baby, but it after 6 months or 7 months, she was in bed asleep, and she woke up in terrible agony where the baby, where it had born, the bodybuilder, had forced its way out of the vagina and was pulling her along by the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
And intelligent crabs and stuff like this, and he was genuinely disappointed.
Yeah, that they weren't true.
But he came up with a new idea. What I'm going to do is tell him 3 things,
Yeah.
one of which is made up and ludicrous, and 2 incredible facts, and it's called That's Ricky-diculous.
Brilliant.
So he has to go. Number 3 is Ricky-diculous. It's a winner.
Yeah.
Carl always comes up with the title first. You then have to
Right.
work the game show out from the title.
Have you started work on That's Ricky-diculous yet?
No, I've thought of a couple of things.
It is great. It's so much fun to say, isn't it? Ricky-diculous.
Yeah, that's the Ricky-diculous.
Yeah.
You're correct. Basically, it's like Call My Bluff, isn't it? Really,
It's not unlike Call My Bluff. It's not
Yeah.
unlike Bluff.
It's not like Bluff.
Certainly, yeah.
So, yeah, we've had Oasis, Streets, we've had U2, we've had some cracking tunes. Can we get away with playing Nelly?
Hot in Here? I
Yeah.
think it's a cracking tune, I really do. I just think, again, you know, I'm not interested in what genre you think it fits into, or whether you think it's cool, or because kids like it, you're not supposed to like it.
Let's-
It's a good tune,
Well,
and I
just
think we
leave
should
it
try
here, I'll
we should
stick
try
it
and
on.
stick it in. But before that, Rick, can I just play one track? We did play it
on.
much earlier in the
What?
year.
What?
It's from that album, Son of Evil Reindeer, by a band called The Reindeer Section, and this is a cracking little tune. I
yeah.
just think it's beautiful, and nice to hear it.
Oh, beautiful, marry it then. Oh,
Nice, isn't it? Very
yeah.
Christmassy.
It makes me want to wish everyone a happy Christmas.
Indeed.
know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, do it.
No.
Okay. That's called Grand Parade from the album Son of Evil Reindeer by the Reindeer Section. It's a nice tune. It's one of my
Thanks for
favourites
the
of the
tea,
year.
by the way,
Not
Steve.
at all,
It's
no.
very
It's,
nice.
that's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Claire, just big highlights of the year for you as a final roundup. Sort of things
Highlights
have you
of the
enjoyed this
year?
year? I mean, musically maybe, or maybe stuff you've, you know.
I've enjoyed that band, The Music,
Okay,
and The Rapture,
sure.
and the Electric Six. Remember last time I sat in for Carl, we played Danger High Voltage.
Yeah.
Like one of the first
That
times.
was the first time I'd heard it. You
And
played
now
that. Yeah.
we're playing it every hour.
Yeah, because you're sort of a pioneer, aren't you, musically on XFM? You're one of the people
I
who keeps it
remember
pretty raw.
the
yeah,
early
pretty
days of
cutting edge.
Idlewild. Ricky, do you remember the early days of Idlewild?
I'll take
All
that
those
back
years
as
ago?
well. Teasing you about them playing the Pinder and
know.
Wakefield stuff. That latest single I love, and
Yeah.
the video's great as well.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Idlewild now.
I knew you'd
No,
like
great,
it.
Come round in
brilliant.
the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a good year. I haven't been out to many gigs, obviously,
Sure.
because I do the evening show.
Yeah,
But you know, all
yeah.
the sessions which I'm doing the best of next week. Quick plug for the show next week.
Yeah.
Best of the sessions. So yeah, it's
Low
been good
points. Low points. What do you?
year. Low points.
Do you know what mine are?
What?
Poverty and war and everything.
Oh,
Yeah,
I always
well,
hate it.
obviously,
I
yeah,
always
that-
hate it.
No, you didn't say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
No, you were going to say.
I was gonna say,
No, you were going to say the streets or something, and
Yeah.
and you didn't care about
Yeah.
the people dying. So don't
Yeah.
try and do
I'm
it now.
thinking
Steve.
specifically
You're
of-
nasty. You like that. You like poverty. Oh, you like poverty and starvation. Play a record
That's
player to embarrass
interesting.
yourself.
That's interesting.
What a
Near Christmas
horrible-
time.
What a horrible.
You hope kids go lame?
You're
Terrible. That's terrible thing. Nelly, hot
Cheeky
and
little bit of Nelly there on
Oh, we
XFM
snuck in Nelly,
104.9. We
But,
don't care.
it's a great
Springsteen and
tune.
Nelly. You
It's a
don't
great
get that
tune.
on XFM, do you?
No.
Usually.
No, indeed.
We don't live by the rules, Steve.
Absolutely. As I was listening to you then talk,
You got bored?
No. It reminded me of an email that someone sent in saying that they listen online,
Yeah.
but because of however slow their